Hi, everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a new live stream. Yes, Sunday evening here in Moscow, Russia. And as usual, I like to do Saturday or Sunday night live streams, or Sunday or Saturday night, my time live stream. So where you are around the world, possibly it's earlier or later than this. So it's currently 8:30 p.m., 31st of the 7th. Last day of the calendar month, and here I am. So yeah, for anyone that doesn't know me, of course, I'm Russell. I'm the creator of this channel. So if anybody hasn't watched any video before and they're getting suggested this, I'm not sure how, but I'm here. I have a little, excuse me, I have a little bit of a tiny cough. It was a little bit of a runny nose or like a stuffy nose, and that's kind of gone away, and now the little cough has come. So I don't know what it is. I think I've got some sort of a cold, as I call them. I call them a warm, because it's basically summertime here, and I've got this kind of like a tiny flu, which is very weird considering the warm weather. So yeah, I see a few people are already here in the live stream, so welcome. I will explain about the title if anyone's confused at all in a little bit. Hopefully, it's not too, I don't know, misleading, but yeah. Matt's Beamer is here. How are we going, Matt? Good to see you live watching the stream. Hopefully, of course, you're a previous viewer of the channel and a subscriber, so welcome. Craig is here. How's it going? So I'm pretty sure a lot of regulars here on the channel, so that's always nice. Marconius Connector V. Hello and greetings from the Netherlands. Nice. I think you were in the channel watching the live stream before, I think, but I'm completely mispronouncing your name, so I'm sorry. Yeah, if anyone wants to put anything in the chat, questions, answers, I do try my best to show every comment. Of course, if there's too many comments, I'm not going to keep up, but I will do my best to get through all the comments where people talk and mention something. So I do actually have a little drink here. So this is basically apple juice, which I'm kind of getting a bit of a liking for here in Moscow. So yeah, if anyone doesn't know, I am also here in Moscow, Russia. Again, if you're not a previous viewer of the channel and you're wondering who, how, or what, yeah, I've lived here on and off with my wife for about 9 years. She's actually Russian, of course. She's actually here, not in the kitchen, because she doesn't like to be on the camera in the videos. Maybe if you watched the video where we bought the apartment a few weeks back now, it feels like about a month or so ago. She wasn't so happy in that video, but she really is. And she did offer to refilm the last part, which I didn't really. I just left it in there because she looked like she was a bit distracted. So she doesn't like to be on the YouTube videos at all. So a lot of people put like strange comments after that, watching the video, thinking that we don't get along or anything like that. It's nothing like that at all. She just isn't into YouTube as like I am. So hello from the San Francisco Bay Area, Bible Cruising, also one of the channel members, where it's cloudy and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 68 humidity, possible thunderstorms. Yeah, no chance of that today. It's actually, the sun has just set, 8:38. I reckon it's probably set in the last minute or two here. Like wispy clouds. So this is basically our kitchen / little mini dining room / my little office. And we have these big floor-to-ceiling windows right here in our apartment, and we overlook the whole town. So it's a lot nicer looking than the bright kind of white right here. Yeah, it says 22 Celsius where we are here. It was probably about 25 today, maybe 26, 7, I don't know. It's actually a little bit warmer from the balcony here than it is down when I just came back from, my wife forgot her glasses at work, but she has her nail salon downstairs from our apartment. So and I went down there quickly to get her glasses. But yeah, it's actually nice outside. Nice for a walk in the evening time here. What do you think about Carnival? Is there easing the restrictions on the pre-testing and COVID rules? Yeah, so if anyone doesn't know, I work on cruise ships when I'm not here in Russia. I haven't been on the cruise ships now for nearly 2 years. I think is it that long? Well, yeah, basically when COVID started and then ended, and I didn't go back since then. Yeah, the cruise lines put a lot of restrictions in place when the cruise ships came back after kind of COVID restrictions around the world eased. I think Carnival's sort of a little bit cautious about instantly removing all the rules and COVID testing. I know they've reduced it now for cruises less than 6 days, and then only for cruises longer than 6 days. And then if you aren't vaccinated, you still need a negative test. So Bebel, by the way, I am asking about Carnival Celebration, which is the next new Carnival ship, which I believe comes out later in the year, I think October, November. So I'm trying to see if it's possible to get on that ship. And my wife will be very happy. She'll send me to the airport and on my way and go back to work for 6 months. I'm going to cough again. I'm very sorry. Oh, and my amazing microphone probably picks up every cough and splutter. So, yeah, Bogdan, how are we going? Sending my regards to Mrs. Kalashnikov. Yes, you know my wife's last name is Kalashnikova, which is also the name of the gun. If anyone knows about the Kalashnikov, very famous Russian military gun. Yeah, so she's all good. We were today. We actually today. We, if anyone's watched the video about us buying that apartment, so today we actually went back there literally this morning, and we met the new tenant who has now, I don't think she's moved in, but she's a young student from Moldova. She's 20 years old, young girl. She works, I don't think she told us what she did for a job, but she is studying at university in Moscow, doing graphic design. And she completely loves the place. She was living with her parents nearby, and this will be the first place she'll be able to move out to and live on her own. We've basically had the place cleaned and wiped and scrubbed and mopped and all that sort of stuff. And in the next, I guess maybe today, she might have moved right in as soon as we left. We did some paperwork, which is to make the contract official for her moving in. And we gave her the keys. We just tested that they all work. And she was super happy. So I'm not sure if I'll do a follow-up video on it. We do need to go back again to change one of the locks. We were planning to change all the locks, but when I went to the hardware store, the guy said, you need to bring the old lock with you. Now, obviously, to do that, I'm going to take the locks out of the door and leave the house unlocked. That sounds right? Because when I went to the hardware store, there's about 40 different locks. There's a whole wall of them. Basically, it's the internal deadbolts and then where the key would go in. So in Russia, pretty much most of the apartment doors have a handle with a key. Then they've got a second one from inside only, which is like a deadbolt. Then they've got another one, which is the old kind of old-fashioned looking key lock. So a lot of people have 3 kind of deadbolts on the door. I don't know why so much. It's crazy. But I told her that I'll come during the week with my neighbor. My neighbor said he and I will drive out there and go and get it replaced. It's fairly straightforward. Just remove it, go to the hardware store again and buy the one we need. Yeah, so she seemed really nice. I'm not sure if we can make her on the video or not. But yeah, that's what we did today, actually. So my wife's super happy now that we found somebody nice. Actually, 4 people contacted us about it. And there was one lady very persistent about it, like, oh, I don't even need to see it. I'll just pay you the money for the deposit for moving in. And I'll, and my wife's like, no. We're going to come on Sunday, like we came today at lunchtime. We're there about 11 a.m. And we said between about 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. we'll be there. You can come and look, because we wanted someone to see the place, because obviously it's got to be suitable. We didn't want anybody, renting it unseen. So yeah, this girl was super happy with it, how it was, because it's got a little bit of furniture in there if anyone's watched the video. But yeah, we can talk more about it as well. Alexander Fowler, how's it going? Yes, I will get through all of the comments. So yeah, it might be a little bit behind when you guys answer a question if I talk. So I'm sorry if I get a little bit behind. We do actually have a super sticker from Michael O'Brien. Thank you for $10 super sticker. That's the, what do you call that? The, is it a, pear. Well, this is actually apple juice, but I should do that. You know, like when people do, like every time someone says something, take a shot. Okay, this is genuinely fruit juice. I'm sort of drinking this a lot more than like Coca-Cola now and things like that. It's still probably not great for me in terms of the sugar content, but it's a lot better for me. So yeah, it's definitely better for me. Matt says, be careful. It seems to be quite a common at the moment in Moscow, just walking to the chemist. Oh, sure, right. The common cold, I guess. Yeah. Look, this is my first, since I've been here now, and it's nearly coming up to a year that I've been here. Sorry if the light's a bit crazy. It's gone a little bit dark. I've got a light on over here, like a ring light. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Sorry, everybody. It's like very intimate. Yeah, actually, Michael, your super sticker will actually play into a little bit the comment. Oh, sorry, the comment at the title of the video when I explain it. So yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it's, you know, the thing is, right, it's, you know, when I was in Australia and everything, my mom was always like, oh, the flu's going around, you know, everyone's got a flu, it's going around. And how do you know it's going around? Everybody tells you they've got one and they tell the next person. And my wife, I've only actually, yesterday I just took some headache tablets. And then today I just took some lozenges. And I feel a lot better than what it sounds, if that makes sense. I've got no body aches, no anything, just a tiny, tiny cough. And then I had a bit of a runny nose, and it's pretty much it. So, Jai says, did I catch myself on the Canadian CBC News? Now, a friend did actually send me the link. Actually, somebody in Canada who I worked with on the cruise ships told me about it, that I was on there for a brief second. So, yes. And then someone actually did screenshot it. But actually, they have their own YouTube channel, and their news shows they put onto their YouTube channel. So I watched. It's basically like a nightly news, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, I was part of, someone else's video, Konstantin from Inside Russia channel. And he and I made a video together talking about the state of retail and shopping and things like that. And that video got 3.2 million views. And I seem to have got a bit of notoriety and fame from it. So yeah, it's interesting, people like telling me that they saw that video either from YouTube or the Canadian news story, because they kind of, they actually interviewed Konstantin for that. They literally put a snippet of him from his whole interview that he did, like a Skype call. And then they showed me. So I'm not sure if they knew that he was me and I was him. So Michael, so yeah, thank you. Good evening, Russell. I hope you and your family are well. Yes, my wife's super happy today because we arranged this rental of our studio, and we're actually probably more happy that we found a nice tenant or a nice girl that'll move in. My wife is a bit hesitant to have a guy because of the fact that it was not particularly clean and how the last person had it. And we basically bought it and took it over and so on. So yeah, it was when we went back today, it was much cleaner. Somebody had actually come in and cleaned for us. It was very clean. When we went there and I made that video, it just felt, you know, you guys know that when you kind of, when you go somewhere, you can feel it's dirty. And, you know, maybe sometimes when you go to a shop or a cafe or somewhere, wouldn't really say like a house, but you can just kind of feel it. So yes, my wife's very happy today. And then tomorrow I'm going out for the day and meeting a friend in Moscow. And she's super happy because she can clean tomorrow. here. so the house will be empty for a good part of tomorrow. She doesn't have any clients till the late afternoon. So Russian ladies like to have like their cleaning day where they almost clean every nook and cranny of the apartment. And that's tomorrow. So hello from Austin, Texas. Howdy, y'all. It's very, I was on the cruise ship out of Galveston, Terry, and y'all was basically the Texas greeting. And it's very hard to say it with English Australian accents. Really like being on the cruise ships out of Texas. Galveston, I was on the ships years ago out of LaPorte, Texas, which is basically closer to Houston. And then now all the ships go out of Galveston. So drink warm tea. Thank you, Alexander. Yeah, my wife drinks tea religiously. We've always got the tea with the leaves. You know, like the strainer where you put the leaves in and put the water in, and then it strains it through the tea leaves. It's like a glass-looking one. She's always got one of those on the go here. I'm not a big tea fan, but I will. We have a sip here, and then that's why I basically just got the plain apple juice. I'm just gonna have a sip at a time just to keep myself. Yeah, tea with honey. Yeah. Where my wife's from, Ufa, which is Bashkortostan. It's about 3 or 4 hours from here, from Moscow by plane east. It's kind of the one of the honey capitals of Russia, one of many, many, many. But honey from there, especially honeycomb and the basically raw honeycomb, is very, very popular from there. And if you go to any of the sort of markets or farmers markets here, pretty much all the honey you'll find that's, you know, not branded or packaged or anything like that, processed, is Bashkortostan honey. I think I'm going to say that completely wrong. Yeah, that was a funny episode. She looks bored, but was a property. But was a good property as an investment. Yeah, Craig. Yeah, she's actually far happier if she's not in the videos than when she's in them. And the fact was, what happened was, when we was there with the lady buying it from her, well, it was kind of a little bit done before and after we were there and things like that. The ending part we ended up filming back at home downstairs from our apartment here in Prelivka. But obviously the apartment buildings kind of look alike. But so we'd actually kind of had a long day because it's about an hour and a half away from where we live. So it's a very long ride to get over there, doing some paperwork, things like that. It's just not around the corner to go there. So by the time we got back again, then actually we got back to the house, came inside. Then I realized part of the video I hadn't filmed the ending part. So I'm like, can we go downstairs? And I took the camera on the tripod on my ring light. I attached it on my ring light and then took it downstairs outside the apartment. And then that's why she actually had a different shirt or jacket on, I think, because she put another jacket on to go downstairs. And then she was, and I never tell her what I'm going to ask her in questions. So that's why she's always looks like she's not sure what to say. So she watches the videos and knows my kind of beginning and ending of all the videos are pretty standard. So yeah, it's kind of funny when I watch it back, and I feel like we should have redone it now. Lily wants to know, why is 110 the important number of the year? So $103 actually. So if anyone doesn't know, I actually have a second YouTube channel, which is called I Like Cruise Ships. And it was basically the only channel I had until last year. And it's still running and it's still there, and videos are still getting watched. And I haven't really put videos on there in the last quite a few months because I'm not on a cruise ship. And I think it's very hard to make content about cruise ships when you're not on a cruise ship. And I made most of the videos that are still very popular this day, ones where I got off in the ports of call, like walk-arounds, how to get to the beach, port of call, like where the ship docks. I'd walk around the port area and show that and talk about it. And obviously it's relevant then if you're going to go on a cruise and you want to know what's there where the ship docks. And my kind of dream was to reach a financial amount of money to earn from YouTube that would basically not have me need to go to work. And essentially this month, so I set that channel up probably 4 years ago. I think maybe 5 years ago, 4 years ago. And this calendar month, which ends at midnight, so we're on 8:54 p.m. It ends at midnight. Technically, when you watch a video or YouTube video, there's ads playing, and then obviously there's a revenue, basically called AdSense. I'm not going to hide anything about what this is. If anyone knows or not, then you're maybe learning about it. The AdSense revenue from YouTube views gets paid to the creator once they pass 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. So you don't actually qualify for ad revenue until you do that on your channel. So obviously this channel is at 8,000. The Cruise channel is now at 10,400, I think, give or take. So I always had this dream. Now, I don't have a dream to make $1 million, $100,000. I want to drive a Lamborghini, all this sort of crazy things that some of these massive YouTubers have. I just had a monetary amount of money that I wanted to try to hit, that I didn't have to go to work. And doing videos and reaching that amount of money would allow me to not go to work. Does that make sense? I don't know if it does or not. I'm sorry if it's sounding wayward and around in circles. I can't pull up that graphic to show you, because YouTube obviously don't like you revealing all these sort of numbers, particularly certain statistics. The way it shows the ad revenue every day on the analytics, or it's called YouTube Studio, it is 2 days delayed. So you don't know what the end of the month is until, so today, or you won't know what you earned. Okay, today's Sunday, yesterday was Saturday. It showed what I earned on Friday, and it didn't show for today or to yesterday. So technically, as of Friday night, I guess, until tonight, Sunday, if the channel earns $103 somehow, it's a bit out of my hands yesterday because the views are already being watched, and that number will get calculated and show up. Actually, probably won't show up till about Monday night, Tuesday, because for some reason they don't tend to do the processing on Saturday and Sundays automatically. So you kind of jump ahead a couple of days. So the fate is in my own hands because Saturday's views and whatever ad revenue I can't change, but today I can. So it's kind of like doing a school exam and doing all of the school. When you do like a school report, or you've got to do a project for school and you've got to hand it in on Monday, and you didn't do anything for a week and a half, and you're doing it all on Sunday night. That's kind of like today. So the fate of the channel, if it earns $103 by midnight tonight, which technically includes today's views and yesterday's views, so then I'll have reached this financial goal that I set 4 or 5 years ago. This will be the first month it will reach it. So yeah, to be completely honest, and for anyone who's clicking away and this guy who just wants money, I mean, it's not. It really wasn't. When you first get monetized, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to be rich like all these YouTubers. I'm going to move into a house, get cars, and da 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 da. And you earn like 27 cents the first day, and you're like, oh wow, all that hard work for a video and 27 cents or 16 cents. So yeah, Lily, I know it's a bit of a long answer, but yeah, $103. I think it's like 103 in coins. It basically has to be the average. So I guess it's 51.75. So for each day, I don't know yesterday's number. I don't know today's number for at least a few days. So it's going to be all just up to the gods. So yeah, if I don't know. Hello from Novosibirsk, Jack Kirnov. How's it going from Novosibirsk? There actually is an Australian family who live in Novosibirsk who have YouTube channels. I haven't watched one of their videos for quite a while. I'm not sure if they've it just doesn't recommend them to me. I only subscribe to a few channels, literally myself. I watch a ton of videos, but I don't just subscribe to a ton of channels. Very, very few that I subscribe to physically. So you guys can see in the window, by the way, the kind of the sunset reflection. It's a little bit nicer than the sunset, than the view is through the window there. Sorry, just got a bit distracted. So yeah, Zdravstvuyte, Privyet, Jack. So yeah, thanks again, Michael, there for the super sticker. So yeah, I guess technically, Michael, we're $10. So I guess it's $93 is the important amount in the last year. Actually, I guess I could say the last 4 years. So this YouTube channel itself is literally only 1 year old. It's not actually even, I only started literally making videos when I arrived in Moscow in August. So yeah, it's not even a year old, the whole channel. So yeah, I mean, you can set kind of all sorts of goals and numbers and statistics. But I just sort of set a number 4 years ago. Should have wrote it down and I could have pulled it out. Look, here's my little diary from whatever X date, but I don't have that. So I guess everyone's got a number, right? Does anybody else have a number? Like how much they'd like to kind of live comfortably with, I guess, or, be able to either earn or have or can live, I mean, okay, we all want to win lotto and have thousands of millions of dollars. And I guess that's a dream more than it is. I mean, mine's not, it's very, very small, the number. It's probably a lot less than it should be. And probably a far lot less than what my wife wants it to be, because she wants and needs and likes and loves everything a lot more than I do, if that makes sense. I don't need a lot of things to be happy. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. I've just realized I didn't put the other light on in the kitchen, so I'm not sure how dark it's going to go here. Babel says, yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect for my cruise August 18. It's only 4 days, so looking good for no testing. Yeah, I guess if you're vaccinated and it's a cruise less than 6 days, then you just need the vaccination certificate. I guess Carnival's put out a press release specifying, and there's always that confusion where people forgot how long their cruise is that they've booked. I'm going to switch the light on in the kitchen here because I feel like I'm in the dark. Now, excuse me for 1 second. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's much better. Now you can see my glorious yellow and green kitchen. Yeah, I just call her Mrs. Russell. Yes. I see a lot of people do that in other channels. I watch a home improvement channel where the guy's building like a home extension, like a self-build at his house. He's from the UK. And I think he calls her like Mrs. P. I think it is. I forgot what letter is he uses. He calls her, he references her by that. Doesn't kind of give their first or last name away at all, So thank you. Yeah, Mrs. Russell. Actually, on the cruise ship, when I'm meeting guests, I'm a little bit like that. And nowadays, it's obviously very awkward because you can't assume people are in that traditional relationship, right? Oh, Kurt is here. Hello, Kurt. I see lots of your comments. Thank you. Doomsday Tonight. How's it going? Greetings. Yeah, sucrose is better than high fructose corn syrup. Yeah. A lot of the a lot of the American sodas have high fructose corn syrup, like the Coca-Cola. Now you're reminding me to take a drink. And a lot of the colas, or I guess drinks in Russia, they have different ingredients like this sucrose. Oh, it's a pear. Yes. Yeah, I do like, there is actually a pear version of this. This is the apple one. There is a pear version, and both, they're actually, I know they're completely different fruit, but it's actually quite a similar taste to each other. So, good. Leo, good evening, Russell. Nice to see you live again. Yes, thank you. I'm just going to scroll ahead here because I've got another Super chat. Sari Mento. Now it's $90. Thanks for interesting content. You're welcome. Yes, you're very welcome. Yeah. Honestly and truly, I'm curious. It's not about the super chats and about the money and this sort of things. Of course, it's very nice. It goes a long way for the channel. Essentially, this microphone and this arm right here was bought with super chats money. If that makes sense. So yeah, basically it goes straight back into the channel. My wife wants it to go into shoes, but it goes back into the channel. So yeah, buying this here in Moscow. I bought this here in Russia. I didn't bring this from Australia with me, but interestingly, it's an Australian microphone. So, and tomorrow when I meet my friend from New Zealand, who's here in Moscow, I've got the wireless microphones. He's literally brought them with him from New Zealand for me. And I'm going to go meet him to get those. So that's the next, well, it's already paid for and he's brought them with him. And that's where the money from this super chats go to, towards back into the channel. So, yeah, where are we here? Ironwood Workman, how's it going? Didn't see you, I think, for a little while in the live streams. I don't know if you were in the last one. Maybe not everybody comments. So how's it going? Oh, Chris has got to go, but all the best. Hope you get better soon. Great videos and I enjoy watching them. Thank you, Craig. Yes. I mean, I don't feel bad, like in my body. I feel completely like I could run a marathon, but just this kind of, it went from a sniffle to a cough. I think that's it. My wife wants to stay completely away from me, thinking I might pass it on. But yeah. Hello, Russell. Congrats on the rental. That was fast. Yeah, I'm trying to think now. I guess it's about 2 weeks since we did that initial lot of paperwork. There's a lot of things happen that we're not, going through and things like that. But yeah, it was very nice today too. We listed it on a local agency. Wow, that's a loud airplane. Anyone can hear that? Yeah, and I think the girl, I guess I'm going to call her lady, she called my wife yesterday, I think. And she actually was living with her family a few buildings away. There's a little building complex you saw there. It wasn't one of the buildings in the shot that I filmed. She said, oh, it's further away. And she literally just walked away. When we left, we gave her the keys. We walked downstairs together. She walked one way. We walked the other way. So, hello, Russell and everybody. Nelly, how's it going? Good to see you. Yeah, thank you, Sari, by the way. Yeah, it's nice. My wife's it's like stress off her shoulders, like relief that it's rented somebody nice. I think she was nice because I really just wanted to ask her a few questions and see what her answers were. So, Mutant Reef, got to go working on 29-year-old diesel. Oh, like a car, I wonder. Thanks for watching, Mutant, and thanks for popping in. Anyone who just pops in or out, thank you very much for that. It's very nice. Dave, hello, Russell. Sorry to hear you are unwell. Hope you're well Friday for a little meeting up. Sure, Dave. Yeah, no worries. On this Friday coming? I guess today's Sunday, right? So yeah, Friday. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I guess we can chat somehow on Telegram or WhatsApp. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not on. I guess I'm making it sound worse than it really is. No, that's weird, but sometimes people don't feel well, right? So, but I always just say to my wife, like, how are you feeling? Oh, I'm okay. She's like, always say you're okay. And no matter what's wrong or right or this or that or up or down, I'm okay. Working on the cruise ships, not on Carnival Cruise Line. I worked on Norwegian Cruise Line for a couple of years before Carnival. And when you worked on there, you were told to tell everybody that you're great. How are you? I'm great. Thank you. I'm great. I'm great. And you didn't know at the time why you'd say that you're great. But at the end of every cruise, this is quite a lot of years ago, they got a manual comment card that they fill out and, put like, how was the service? How was the friendliness? How was the dining room? How was the pool? How was the captain? And it was like poor, average, I don't know, okay, I forgot how they had the rating. One was great, which is like the 5-star, like the little one across. So what happened was all the crew said that they were great all the time. And then eventually by the end of the cruise, when guests went to fill out the comment card, how was this? How was that? Was that? Oh, it was great. It was great. It was great. Because every crew member's conditioned them to say that they're great. But I say I'm okay. So my wife doesn't like it because I say I'm okay a lot. Excuse me. Even if I'm more than okay, and even if I'm less than okay. So Matt, I'm just wondering, I know you have shopping mall videos. Maybe you can even show things like chemists and cinemas. Yeah, I've kind of walked briefly in the cinemas in a few of the videos. At the moment, with most of the cinemas in Russia not showing international movies. Oh, sorry, I thought a car crashed. With the window open here, you hear everything like a microphone there's a road downstairs from us. It's just a local road. But when you hear cars, sorry. Yeah, the cinemas is hard to film. Well, not really. You can walk in them and walk out of them and show how big the cinemas are. But they're kind of quiet now because there's not any of the major international movie releases. So things like Top Gun wasn't shown in Russia. Originally last year, Batman wasn't shown. So whatever new current releases are. Yeah, the chemists would be very interesting, or pharmacies, or here in Moscow, they call them apoteka, because there's a lot of aptekas in Moscow. There's almost one on every building, apartment building anyway, not traditional houses, but there's actually one just in the next building over from us, which has got the old wooden kind of look to it inside. Like it's one of those old pharmacies with the old chemist with the lab coat on and the glasses. And I like tell my wife every time we walk past it, and she's like, oh, they just build them like that. It's a modern company, but they build them with the old look to them to make them look a little bit more authentic. So, ginger and turmeric. Thank you, JB. I know we have ginger in the fridge always. My wife likes ginger and puts it in a lot of the things that she makes, like cooks. I guess every time there's a bit about my flu and cold. Hello, workman. Thank you. I guess maybe that's me, or you're saying hello to somebody else. Thank you. I took a cruise on Holland America once because the review said it had a mature clientele. Turns out everyone was in their 80s and 90s. It was like God's waiting room. Michael, very true. Yes, that's mature clientele, I think, is the very important part about Holland, or HAL. Holland America line is HAL, or Holland. Or some people call them the dam ships. So there's Rotterdam, Prinsendam, Westerdam, and they've got dam at the end, being that they're originally a Dutch company. Holland America is owned by Carnival Corporation in America now. But yeah, they do have a much older clientele. If you go to an Alaska cruise, it's much older again than even what you expected. Yeah, there's very little kids, families, anybody under 21. It's almost non-existent. I did one contract on the old New Amsterdam. Now there's a new version of that ship. It was very interesting. Like every shops were open till 11 p.m. every night. And by 9 o'clock, or after even the first show in the theater, it was like an empty place and everyone had gone. You watch their channel also. Yeah, there's the channels. Is it Russia Guy channel? I think I forgot. There's 3. The whole family has a channel, but they're actually also from Perth in Australia, where I'm from in Australia. So, I live in Moscow, Chris, and from Scotland. Great content. Thanks, Chris. Yes. If you want to send me an email, I think the Gmail address is in the description of the video or other videos. If you want to send me an email, I can give you my Telegram contact and we can chat. If you want to meet up or anything like that, you're more than welcome to do anything like that. So, Charlie and Russell will soon be like Whistling Diesel only in Russia. Yeah, I watch Whistling Diesel. He doesn't put out lots of videos. I like the video where is he still in search of his dad's like front end loader? It was stolen like years ago, and he's always in search of this. It's like just a bit of a pet thing for him. Yeah, I like Whistling Diesel's content. Oh, there's more super chats, and I'm supposed to do them first, right? Sorry, Bob and everybody else, and Renata. I'm a little bit behind on doing super chats first over everybody else. So I just like to just go in order on the channel. So I heard that the Russian bureaucracy is much more complicated than in the US and Australia when it comes to dealing with documents. What is it like, and is it worse or not? Yes. If I just even talk about my visa and my residency visa, yes, it is much more complicated. Very, very, almost everything you do here, although they're trying to make it electronic, it's not electronic. It's literally manual papers, printing out documents somewhere, and then filling them out even by hand, and then getting them stamped like a postal stamped or like just as a piece that is stamped. They love everything manual documents here. If you go to some of the government offices, like the one where I was doing my visa, you can see in the back room of the offices just never-ending piles of papers and documents. And why forever they don't have everything electronic? I honestly and truly, I think here there's a big amount of the population. Wow, sorry, very large amount of the population here that are not really caught up to modern electronic times. I'm going to say older people, who people aren't really cell phone savvy, if that makes sense, where you've got everything on your phone now, your bank, I've even got my immunization certificate on here, like a digital certificate, QR codes and all those sorts of things. So yeah, when in Australia, for instance, like when my wife and I were there last year and the year before, my wife, I like to go to offices to ask questions. If I needed to do something, I want to go somewhere and talk to somebody and especially when I kind of moved home effectively from the cruise ships, I didn't ever have to deal with a lot of things. And I kept going to different places and different government offices. And they're like, oh, just go online, go to their website, go online, all the applications online. You can lodge everything digitally. I owned a house in Australia, 2 houses for a long time, and I've sold them now since. And then I bought another place. Well, the bank bought it basically for me. And everything of that transaction from the first viewing, you actually do write a manual offer. But literally everything to do with the bank was all electronic. Everything to do with buying it through the real estate agent was electronic. The document searching, because you do like title searches to make sure it's all, really a building and things like that. And from the point that I did the first viewing to the mortgage finalized, I did have to go to the bank once for what they call a hard or a wet signature. And that was it. Whereas here in Russia, there's nothing that's online or electronic. So yeah, I guess in a way it keeps everybody employed. I think that's probably the best way. The minute you make everything digital and online, you're removing that human element to doing things. And a lot of offices and buildings would be empty here, They are trying to do things, but I think it'll never happen, honestly and truly. There's so many people that are just not caught up to technology that they can't just shift everything online because nobody is able to keep up with that. Imagine sort of telling a very old grandma here, babushka, that she has to go on her phone and download an app and install something, register something for the local government office. She'd have no idea, literally. She probably doesn't even have a phone she'd have like an old Nokia or Motorola phone, which a lot of older people have here. They just have literally the manual digital phone because that's all they need, just to contact their family and back, and that's it. So yeah, Chris. So again, just going back up there, Chris. Yeah, if you want to contact me, but just send me an email, literally, and I'll get hold of you. So yeah, Bob. Thanks for the question. Hope that kind of answers it in a way. 2 million. Tim says 2 million. I think. Sorry, I look over because I get a delay on one screen of the comments versus what I'm seeing. So I'm just looking over to my second screen here. So I'm not distracted. I think 2 million would take away every major worry. Wow. Yeah, 2 million. I don't think I even need a million. Honestly, if I look at the price of a house in Australia, I mean, very traditionally, most people take a mortgage. Most people, traditionally, and don't pay cash for houses and properties traditionally. I think. I don't know. I'm trying to explain this to my wife a lot because, we can't just go and buy a house. We have to take a mortgage for a house. We have to go to the bank. We've got to go through all of that, work out the repayments based on what we earn and what we live comfortably with. 2 million's a lot, but yeah, I guess if you think about cars and maybe holidays or not having any bills, 2 million sounds pretty reasonable. I think. I could buy a very nice house. Even in Moscow center, you could buy something for 5, 10, 20 million. Here in the suburb where we are here in Moscow region, we'll be buying almost a few streets. That is all. Oh, there you go. So my number is land and the location. That is all I really need. Yeah. I personally, I kind of like apartment living now since I've done this a lot here in Russia. And then we did it back in Australia when we were at home together, my wife and I. My wife keeps saying now that she wants a house and a cat and a back garden. I'm not still sure if I'm ready for that yet. So, wow, 2 million is middle class these days, Ironwood. Wow. I think just saying it sounds like a big number to me. So, in the US. Everyone seems to be turning to YouTube to earn money. What happens if they shut people off? Have you considered going back to Australia, even though the country is going through hard times? We have talked about it. We did talk about it a lot right in February, March, when everything kind of went a little bit all over the place. We have lived here for a lot of years on and off already, well before all of this, well before everything, this, that. So we have kind of a bit of a long-term plan to go back to Australia. We did talk about, do we have an exit plan to get our bag and go to the airport tonight, for instance, or in the next hour, and all these sort of silly things. We could kind of do that. We do have a little bit of commitment with where we're living here and a lot of things that we own here. This is already a furnished apartment, by the way, so we don't really own all of the furniture in this place, but if they shut YouTube off, my channel essentially is not in Russia, it's in Australia. So I don't think they'll block or close off or shut YouTube. I don't think so. They would have done that a long time ago between Google and YouTube. I think financially they wouldn't do that in terms of their brands, YouTube and Google, and whatever they own together. I'm not turning to YouTube to earn money. Particularly the cruise ship one was me making videos while I was on the cruise ships, and it was just a bit of a bonus. Really, even now, of course, I'm not working while I'm here. I do have residency living here, and I could get a job. Obviously, not knowing the language fully would be a little bit more difficult. A lot of Westerners or expats that live here tend to be teachers or teach English or things like that don't require, let's say, lots of Russian. I'm not learning lots of money from YouTube. Don't think by any means it's a lot of money. I think a lot of people get aspirations that it's a lot more than it really is. And then when they get down to seeing a few cents or a few dollars, they're probably deflated very quickly. That's in my opinion anyway. So I've not really had any like crazy big view video. The one that I did that had, what, 330,000 views. But if I compare the video that I was on with Konstantin inside Russia, it had 3.2 million views. I mean, okay, we'll probably earn a little bit more ad revenue, 3 million versus 300,000. But I can only dream of that, honestly. It's not in my head, really. So, it is knowing how that is real. Have you been to the beach in Moscow? Chris, I haven't. No, since I've been here this year, I haven't. I did go to a water park, the Luzniki Aqua Park, last week. I've actually got the video ready to be watched. It's actually out for the members of the channel at the moment. So I put the video for channel members, and then I still don't get a lot of views from it. So I don't know if you channel members are watching the videos ahead of time or not. So not last year, before, my wife likes to go walking in the parks, but she finds the water very cold when you go to the rivers here, or the beaches, I guess. I'm not so bothered about jumping in any kind of water. So thank you, Renata, for the super sticker, $3.99. I guess this $103 number is going to disappear. Really, it's a matter of everybody watching another video before midnight for this 103 to happen. I don't know. I mean, I should have not made a big thing about it, but I thought I'd just put it as an interesting title. So, hi, Russell. Do you ever watch Bald and Bankrupt on YouTube? Today's upload is his best ever. Definitely worth a watch. Oh, actually, Sunday, typically a lot of YouTubers put new videos. Bald and Bankrupt does a little bit hit and miss. Like, he may not make one for quite a few months, but a lot of regular YouTubers put a video every Sunday at a certain time, literally once per week. Even if they're well ahead of their content, they still upload on Sundays. And I watch a few videos more on Sunday than other days. Yeah, I do like watching him. I don't really like him when he's with other people, particularly where he's doing stuff with Johnny FD and things like that. I just think Johnny's a little bit wayward now than what he was when he was first in Ukraine. But yeah, I really like watching Bald. I like the fact that he speaks Russian. He fluently speaks Russian, right? I mean, he's lived here on and off for a lot of years. And his girlfriend, I think, is from Belarus. And yeah, when he travels around Russia and these different regions, he just basically gets on with people. And I think he has a lot of nostalgia to the old Soviet times and years gone by. And I like that about his content. It comes across very honest and truthful. I wish my videos could be that simple, by the way. I know, obviously, the distances he travels to do things, but literally when he did that video on the Trans-Siberian, where he got off and stopped, each day and things like that, that is really Russia, you know what I mean? Where you get off and there's actually a small hotel inside the train station and stuff like that. And thank you, Ray. I'm definitely going to watch it after all of this, because I like watching his content, I mean, it's just sporadic when he puts one out, so how is Instagram working? Do you feel like the sanctions affecting you and your wife badly, or are you still okay living life okay? Instagram doesn't work unless you have a VPN. So actually today, for some reason, I've got a VPN on my phone. In the last 3 days or 4 days, it's not working anymore. So I need to I've only got a free VPN. I don't pay for the app, for a fancy one. So I need to download another one so I can look at Instagram. Somebody sent a link to an Instagram picture today, and I can't get into to see it because I don't have a VPN working on my phone. Yeah, Facebook's the same. Instagram, LinkedIn hasn't worked in Russia for years. Twitter. So yeah, as long as everyone's got VPNs on their phone, if you want to call it sanction in terms of the internet, is avoided. Everybody knows that here. I think there was a thing at the time where the I don't know, they wanted to not, I guess the internet companies, I don't know who, wanted to somehow block the VPNs from working and cause them not to work so that you couldn't access things. That makes sense. It affects us mostly through banking and money, because typically we would use money from my Australian bank account, and we have joint bank accounts while we were in Australia. My wife got a card, I've got a card, and so on. And now I can't use my Australian cards in Russia. I've talked about this in other live streams. So that affects what we're doing here. There's a few more things that I probably should point out that affects us, but it's not worth me talking about, honestly, because it's a lot of people here don't let it worry them. I know that sounds strange, but and I talk to my wife about this a lot, right? That in Australia, like even my mum and dad, they watch the news every night at 6:00, the nightly news. And what news they watch is the news. They don't watch other news channels to get an alternate view. My dad sometimes watches another channel, but my mum, what she watches every night at 6:00 is the news. And, that's what she thinks is happening, right? So, and I've even had to explain to her a few things that have been happening on the news in Western media that is a little bit different here in Russia, Ukraine, because it's differently reported. And I know some people probably don't like that, because there's a little bit more realism to a lot of the news here. And especially via social media and WhatsApp and Telegram. Telegram's a chat app where you've got a lot of groups and pages that you can follow. And the news is a lot faster on Telegram than it is on a nightly news story. Literally, you can see things within seconds of something happening. And that's a Russia thing. 120, how many million people, can report things a lot faster, and we're there, we were literally there and it happened. And whereas the Western media weren't there, and it's all third hand, so, and a lot of people here, look after themselves, look after their family, look after their kids, make sure everything's fine. And that's it. You know what I mean? They're not bothered about, the bigger world. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? The bigger world? So some people, and I think, where you watch the news and worry about what's going on, I kind of look out the window here and see what's happening in a Prelivka. And I can only see out the window so far, right? But I kind of picture that we live in a sleepy place, that nothing happens. And I think that's very true. And, so a lot of small things that affect us, it's not, news or conversation wise, you know what I mean? Like, let's say, I don't know, I guess it's hard to explain it supermarket wise in terms of going to the supermarket to buy something, because, the fact that, okay, there's no Coca-Cola. They're not making Coca-Cola or selling Coca-Cola. Every shop in Russia has Coca-Cola for sale. Literally every shop to this day. And it's not difficult to go and get it. But everybody in the world thinks there's no Coca-Cola. So I just have to go to the shop and buy it. But a lot of people think there's more sanctions. I guess it's how each person is affected by them. For my wife and I, for instance, we can't book holidays and hotels online because almost all major booking systems have removed Russia from the booking systems. Okay, let's talk about Expedia, bookings.com, hotels.com, almost every flight airline company. You can't type in Moscow or Russia or Sochi or St. Petersburg or a region where you might want to book a hotel, because they've all been removed from that bigger system. I think one's called Sabre, so that's essentially an effect that, so we can't book a hotel or a holiday easily. online ourselves, because the sanctions that have affected the booking system. So tiny, but it becomes a bigger problem, right? So Matt says it is a pain when it comes to buying or selling a car in Moscow. In the UK, you have to fill in a logbook, send it by post to DVLA. In Russia, you have to go to the police station, etc. Yeah, I know that a lot of I guess you know this, Matt, a lot more than us. If anyone wants to know, by the way, Matt Beamer has a YouTube channel called Matt's Beamer. And if anyone doesn't drive cars, Beamer is kind of like the nickname for BMWs. And a lot of his car content on his channel is about BMWs, and he does car reviews. But so he would know the Russian system almost backwards, I think, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm going to take a drink now. Yeah, and everything, the car buying system and then the car driver's license system in Russia is just all over the place, versus going to somewhere electronic. Even like in Australia, you sign like a touchpad for your signature for your driver's license. And then that electronically goes onto the card that gets mailed to you. So your driver's license has your digital signature that you did onto a touchpad. So, do you have plans to move back to Australia? Yeah. So, Jay Calm, how's it going? Yeah, we have a kind of a long-term plan, as in the next year or two, to move back. My wife, I think, gets convinced a little bit more every day that, life is better in Australia. It's not necessarily better in terms of, I don't know I can't really even answer what's better, because it has a lot of pluses and minuses. The cost of living in Australia is incredibly high. Okay, your salaries are higher to offset the cost of living. Fuel prices are double. Food prices are considerably higher in Australia than they are in Russia. Basic things like, I'm going to talk about the phone plan for my phone. So here I'm paying 600 rubles a month, which in US dollars would be, I guess, about $12 or $13, depending on the currency. I guess 60 rubles to $1 would be about $10 a month. In Australia, I was paying $50 a month. We had two cell phones, one cell phone each, and we had internet. So internet in the apartment where we lived, we paid $148 per month. So 50. So this, I'm paying $10 a month. The internet for the apartment, we pay about $13 a month. So, the cost of living in Australia is considerably more. Okay, you earn more. But, it's probably tougher to live there in terms of the struggle of how much money you have and spend and own and want and need than it would be here. You can live a little bit more comfortably here with a reasonable amount of money, for most people, for the average person. So, yeah, we do have a plan. We have talked about it a lot. Yeah. Russell, your babushka would say, with your cold, preserve your voice and visit your apoteka and get a Sudafed tight tablet, combo aspirin decongestant experience. I don't know what the last one is. Get well soon. Thank you, Sari. Yes. My wife saved the day yesterday. Literally, I woke up just feeling horrible and a bit disorientated, actually. I came in the kitchen and we have this actual cupboard here. This one right here is my wife's pharmacy cupboard. She has an entire kitchen cupboard of something like medication related. And I think I've lost mine again. They're here. These are the tablets that she gave me. And for my whole yesterday morning, when I came in the kitchen, I didn't know where I was. I was feeling just crazy. I couldn't find this little packet. And my wife obviously works in the building downstairs. And so she's like, oh my God, I'm coming home now. And then she literally comes up the elevator, comes in the house. She's like, oh, they're right here. And she picks them from somewhere in the kitchen, obviously in that cupboard. And I was all over the shop. And She went straight back to work, so she must have maybe left her client in the salon, I think, to come home for a minute. So yeah, these tablets. But now I'm just taking lozenges. Oh, they're right here. So yeah, I guess these are kind of like, I don't know, like little aluminum packets of cough lozenges. But they don't taste very good, so especially now, I just had dinner before the live stream, so um, I'm not a fan of Johnny FD at all. Yeah, Jack, I liked him. I'll be very honest. I liked him while he was in Ukraine, and he's still there now. And okay, he went away, came back, went away, came back. I just find some of his content lately is a little bit not what he originally was doing on his channel. And I just find it awkward to watch. I mean, I kind of want to watch it, but it's just awkward to watch. I'm not saying I'm in any way smart and knowledgeable. If I compare me to Inside Russia and Konstantin when he talks about things and his knowledge of things, I just find Johnny's all over the place when he tries to talk about something. And particularly like when he traveled through former Yugoslavia and different places, and he had zero clue of where he was, literally. And, if you read the comments from some of those videos, and I've got friends from cruise ships that are from Serbia, from Croatia, Bosnia, and they would be almost blocking him, for some of the way he explained things. He's from the old town. Yes, the old Blighty. Matt, yes, he's from the same place here. I wonder what the age difference is. I don't know really, but maybe you've crossed paths. I wonder. Oh, Dave P. Hello from the US. Yes. Good to see you watching the live stream. Thanks again, everybody. We've got 28 likes. So thank you for that. We've got not the same amount of likes as people watching, but and again, thanks for super stickers and super chats. Yeah, pretty much. So this Rode microphone, I don't have any affiliation with this. It's not, I paid for this literally with money from super chats. But I love it because it's Australian made and it's got a very big following in YouTubing and things like that, and for whatever use. But yeah, these wireless microphones tomorrow, they weren't cheap in any way, by the way, but they're considerably cheaper when I bought them in New Zealand than if I would have bought them here in Moscow now. So, the genie says to a peasant, I grant you any wish, but remember that I will give your neighbor twice what I give you. The peasant thinks for a while and responds, poke out one of my eyes. Remember, sorry, guess this follows on here. Remember, friends, envy is the root of evil. No need to tear your neighbor's neighbor's house down. Just build yours taller. If not, envy could destroy you both or all of us. Right. Yeah, very, very true. I mean, I'm not jealous of anybody. I mean, where people have more things than me, they have more this, more that, bigger this, taller this, like you're talking about Ironwood, exactly. And I don't have a car at the moment. I had a Hyundai Getz in Australia, gray Hyundai Getz. I would love a Porsche. Actually, Matt's Beamer, we talked about this together. That which model would I like? I'm not bothered which model. There's something about the Porsche that I want to put. I want to either drive one or own one or sit in one, because it's a Porsche. But I don't think I'll ever own one in my time. You know what I mean? Because it's not a Hyundai Getz. So, I'm not jealous of people. I mean, when you look here, particularly in Moscow center, probably not where we are in the region here, there's a ton of money. And there's a lot of money. However they've earned it and acquired it, I don't know. But, you know what I mean? The cost of things, where we live here is much more normal and everyday working class people. Okay, a lot of babushkas in the older houses here. Sorry for anyone that does or doesn't like the word babushka, but it's a good meaning for people. It's an older person or older lady. And for me, as long as you're happy, if you have a home, a roof over your head, food on the table, your bills are paid, you don't have any, okay, everyone probably has debt, but that's it, And I've said that to my wife when we moved to Australia, when we were there the year before, during COVID and things like that. And I said, you know what I mean? What I earn and what you earn, as long as we can pay our bills, like our rent, our electricity, our phone bill, water bill, a lot of bills, we're good. We can't spend more than what we earn. That's a problem. You know what I mean? I'm not one to use credit cards for debt. That's just my thing. I mean, I'll use a card to buy something, then I'll pay it back. You know what I mean? I won't spend outside of my means. So, Ironwood. Yeah, this is what I love about you. You seem to understand things. Thank you, Ironwood. Yes. I think I've got a level head about things. My wife notices that every now and again, not all the time, but she's like, "Oh, you're so smart. You're so smart." She's being a little bit like, funny to me about it, that, we talk things through. Like going today to meet these people. I thought we were going to see 2 or 3 or 4 people to look at the apartment. And we just met the one girl. The other lady that said, I'll pay the money, I'll put the deposit. My wife called her twice to come because we told her what time we'll be there, and she didn't come. These other 2 guys that called, they didn't come either. And we were going to stay there. We were going to let, we kind of wanted to choose. And I said to my wife, let's just ask some basic questions. Let's see about their family, what they're doing, make sure that they feel happy in the place. And I'd be more realistic about things. And that's what I tend to always be. I'm a little bit more realistic about life. So, what would you say about people who want to move to Russia now? Do you feel safe? Yeah, I feel safe. I don't have any worries whilst I live here. Matt, I chat to him. I've not met him in real life. We are planning to meet up somehow, somewhere. Moving here is a big thing. You're not just getting on a plane, going to a hotel, doing the tourist thing, and then going home. Moving here would be a big deal. The adjustment to the language, the adjustment to how you work, your working hours, how you get to work. You know what I mean? It's not anywhere the same as it probably is in other countries. I'm going to compare places like America, Canada, England, Australia, New Zealand. I'm not sure where you're from, Kram, J Karm, but I feel completely safe here. I always ever have. For me, the only 2 places I don't feel safe, if there's 2, is some of the major train stations. When you go into Moscow, the big train stations like Kazan railway station, Komsomolskaya railway station, even Kiev railway station. When you come out of the railway station, there's a lot of weirdos around, and you kind of just have to put your head down and go where you're going, or they kind of sort of seem to pick out people, the weirdos, and there's a lot of just weird people. And then also when you come out the airport, at the international airport, there's a lot of, I guess, taxi drivers and people trying to take advantage of tourists for the price of the taxis, or offering them hotels or whatever they're offering them, SIM cards. And they're the only 2 places. I wouldn't say I'm unsafe there because I'm completely comfortable in Moscow and going around anywhere in Moscow region. But I'm just weary, I guess is the word. If people really want to go through the process of getting the visa to come here and live here and try to adjust to life here, go for it, honestly. It was a big step for my wife to come to Australia, and it was probably the biggest step was getting the visa for Australia more than anything, not necessarily getting on the plane and coming to Australia. So, yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, thanks, Ironwood. Yeah, I think Russia has always been safe, just as long as you stay away from politics, right? Just don't put the TV on. Simple. Don't read the news. I know that's a hard thing to take in. The fact that 800 kilometers away, I guess, is the border with Ukraine. I mean, I guess look at this now with China and Taiwan, right? And this big deal about Nancy Pelosi flying to Asia and this Flight Radar 24. If anyone knows that, it's a website where you can track flights. And it was the most tracked flight in the last how many months when there were people tracking where Nancy Pelosi's plane was flying to. And, you know, there's this escalation and buildup of troops in China and Taiwan. And I mean, I guess I'm not there, so I can't experience it, but it's like here, you know what I mean? People even say that in my supermarket video. You know, how can you walk around and be so happy in a supermarket when something's happening across the border? I mean, I can't do a lot to change what's happening. You know what I mean? I can't. You know, it's difficult to explain it properly and meaningfully. So, yeah. Yeah, Matt Beamer, thanks for the shout out. Yes. I wonder if anyone wants to jump over to his channel and take a look at any video. Matt, I haven't met you in real life, but I think you've got a really good phone voice. When he does his car reviews, it sounds like a TV channel when you're watching his videos. I don't think I come across like that in my videos. So let's get the views you need by the end of the day. Thank you, Jai. You just shared one of my videos on social media. Yeah, I guess I've got 2 hours and 9 minutes of the calendar day. Probably till Tuesday or Wednesday, I think, because it's 2 days delayed everything on YouTube in terms of the ad revenue. So thank you, Jai. That's very nice. We've got 36 likes, by the way. Thank you again for that. Yeah, I can't. The $103 divided by 2 would then have to divide by how many views. I should have got a calculator up. How many views we needed. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a crazy number to think about. I'd need so many views in the next, 2 hours on top of today's views. So that's interesting. I like the Siberian view of Russia. I care not what Moscow does here. Right. Yeah. I've talked about this a few times in my streams that I really would like to do the Trans-Siberian Railway trip. I know it's a massive, massive journey and it takes a week or 10 days to do. And it's a massive thing to plan and organize, but I don't think so. I think it's getting a bag, going to the train station and doing the trip. And figuring out how to get home from Vladivostok. But my wife won't do it with me, but I need to find a second person who would like to do it with me. And sit on a train for a week or 10 days. And go to Siberia and see a little bit the other side of Russia. Yeah, I care not what Moscow does here. I think that's a very true statement that places like Sochi, St. Petersburg, and Moscow are not Russia. They're not. I mean, I'll even say that about Aprelivka here. It's not Moscow at all. It's far from Moscow in terms of the population and the way it runs and lives and things like that. So move back to Australia, but Neighbours is finished. John 259, how's it going? Yes. Yeah, Neighbours finished a few days ago. I actually asked my mum. I chatted to my mum yesterday on like video call, and my auntie from England is in Australia on holiday. And if anyone knows about sport, the Commonwealth Games is on right now. It's basically the Olympics for Commonwealth countries, and it's been held in Birmingham in England. Birmingham. It's not Birmingham, it's Birmingham, with my Australian British accent. And I said to my auntie, I said, I know why you've left England right now. You've come to Australia because England's going to get a whooping in the Commonwealth Games, and Australia just dominates it because of the amount of athletes we send to win, to compete, not to win. And England's not doing very well. And she's like, no. You know, England won the football. And I just see another comment that I'll get down to, I think, in a second. That'll make a bit of fun about that. But yeah, my mum said she didn't watch the Neighbours finale. My mum's not watched Neighbours in quite a lot of years. So she didn't see the last episode. Thank you, Olaf. I'm not going to read your comment. I'm sorry. Three different moderators aren't here today, so I don't know. Maybe they were busy. Sometimes there's some comments that I don't like, or I don't like, but some people, you know. If you could move to another city in Russia, where would it be? Honestly, J. Crumb, I'm not. I mean, look, we did talk about when we first came to Russia. After we met, my wife would like to move back to Ufa, where she's from, and follow in her mum's footsteps and have a salon there instead of where we got a salon here in Moscow, and relive her childhood in a way and live in the same area. Obviously, it's a much smaller city than Moscow by millions. I think about 1 million people is Ufa. Moscow is about 15, 18 million. So I would like to move there if that would be somewhere. I haven't been to other places to give you that. I like this. I like that. I like this. The trip I made to Ufa myself and my wife, I like being there. You know, I mean, it does feel a lot more smaller and more not as hustle bustle and like Moscow center is. You know, so from a South African in Moscow. Thanks for the videos you create, Anthony. Thank you, Anthony. Please send me a message on email and we can contact on Telegram. Anthony, I'm not sure how South African you are, but I went last weekend on Sunday and Monday. I went to Slava Moscow rugby, and I watched Slava Moscow against I don't even know what the other team was. And then on Monday night, I went to Luzhniki Fields next to Luzhniki Stadium, and they've got a rugby stadium there, a small one. And I watched Dinamo and Khimki play rugby. So if you're interested in going to a rugby match or somehow meeting up or somehow, I don't know, Anthony, it's completely up to you. I don't put any pressure on anybody. So being 38. So yeah, Anthony, yeah, that would be cool if you do want to somehow at least contact on Telegram and chat about life and things like that. So Bald is 48, but he looks much younger than me, being 38. I think age is just a number. I'm probably older than what I feel. My dad says that feels older than feels older than what he is. He's like the opposite. So I guess from all the years working on cruise ships, living in that bubble of a cruise ship life, basically it's like the COVID years, if you like, there's 2 years of COVID that basically is like not in the real timeline of life for a lot of people, right? Like COVID times don't count. So honey lemon in hot on water for colds, turmeric for sore throat. Oh, thank you, Maz Raz. Sorry. Yeah, honey and lemon. I know my wife swears by this, and she's always drinking different teas and things like that. And we've always got a lemon in the fridge for whatever she puts it in. So we have a tiny import store with a few medicines. Expensive here, but immigrants love to have their remedies from home. We mostly buy Zilionka. Angela, we have a tiny import store with a few medicines. I wonder, where are you in Moscow, Angela? I wonder. Maybe, yeah, okay. I'm not sure what Zilonka is, but thanks. Yeah, medication is very cheap. I'm going to say it's very cheap here. I guess comparing it to Australia, it's very cheap. The general cost of medications is much lower here than in Australia. And there's a ton of pharmacies. And of course, you've got public hospitals, private hospitals, public clinics, private clinics. So yeah, Maz, this is the whole story here. So my auntie, when I chatted to her yesterday with my mum, and we were talking about the Commonwealth Games, my auntie was, I'm telling her, I'm making fun of her about, because she lives near Birmingham. So I'm making fun of her about the Commonwealth Games. She goes, oh, but the women's football were playing very well. And I thought that she was talking about maybe they won a match from the start of the Commonwealth Games. And then I realized it's the women's Euro finals, and England had won maybe the last couple of days. And the Lionesses is the women's English football team. And there's actually a bit of a crazy thing in the media at the moment that. So the British Lions is essentially the men's rugby. I think it's a men's rugby team. I'm not sure what the soccer team is called, but the women's football team is called the Lionesses. And there's a bit of a equality thing, if you call it that, at the moment, where calling the Lionesses is a little bit sexist, and it's not correct that they should call them the Lionesses. It doesn't sound like it's right. And then there's one of the ladies in the British government or parliament who said or defended it, saying, the lioness is the lion that goes out and gets the food, looks after the cubs, is the kind of the upstanding lion in the man-woman lion relationship. And the man lion just sits around all day roaring and sleeping. And the lady lion does all the work. And that's kind of a indicament of the women's English football team or soccer team. Sorry if you're getting confused with all that, Maz, or maybe you understand completely. And anybody else, I'm sure, is a bit confused. Come to Belarus. We still have the USSR here. It will be interesting. Anatol from Belarus. Oh, by the way, nice. You've maybe got a channel. I kind of was there 2 weeks ago. My neighbor, who lives upstairs from us, was going there to pick up some credit cards. He went a few weeks ago to open some bank accounts in Belarus, and I had to go back to pick up the cards. Literally the night before, I just bumped into him, and he said, "Oh, I'm going to Belarus tomorrow to pick up some cards. We're only going to be there for a few hours. You can come along." I said, "Oh, okay." It's a 6-hour drive from Moscow to the Belarus border, and then an hour. It was there about an hour and a half to go to the bank, have some lunch, and come back to the border and drive home 6 more hours. And when I got in the car driving there, I said to him, I think Australians have visa-free entry into Belarus, but I'm not sure. We got to the border 6 hours later, and it turns out Australians do have visa-free entry, but through airplanes or through airport arrivals. So you can fly into Belarus, into Minsk, and visa-free, no worries. When you come through the land border, it's not visa-free, and they don't allow Australians to pass. So, and I said to him, look, it's no worries. You're going to be an hour and a half. I'll sit here literally at the border, at the border stop. It's literally just a border station. I don't know what you'd call it. And I went to a little cafe, had some lunch, and he came back, and we got in the car and drove 6 hours home. So I had 12 hours in the car to go for lunch in Belarus. The actual cafe was in Belarus. It's on the Belarus side of the Russian border. And I actually had to use my Australian card to pay for it because it was not more than 300 meters inside this imaginary line. That's the border. But because it was a Belarus company that had the cafe, my Australian cards worked. So I paid a few dollars for lunch. Literally, it was about $3 with a drink for my lunch with my Australian card. So I would love to come back and see more of Belarus. Actually, when I was looking about coming there, the warnings on the Australian government websites about different travel around the world, for Belarus, it's crazy the amount of things that they warn you about, more than it is coming to Russia, which is very strange because I don't see it as a different country, but I know it is geographically, politically, everything like that. But yeah, so that's another whole video, I guess. But I never filmed that video. And my neighbor in the car is like, "Yeah, you should film and talk about it," and I didn't. So, Pirate Craggy, thank you very much. Hope you're a good man. Yes, thank you, Pirate. Thank you for the super chat, £5, and also Pirate is a channel member as well. Yes, I guess your £5 is reducing the $103, £5 less. I'm really in the lap of gods. If you maybe watch the very beginning, Pirate, if you haven't watched until now, I do talk about this 103 reference. And that's how much ad revenue is to gain between yesterday and today before midnight for the channel. So if a super chat comes in, then it just makes it, I don't know, a bonus. I don't know. Matt says he feels very safe here. I've only ever had one hairy moment, and that was due to an American man following me all the way to the metro, asking for money and becoming aggressive. That's funny. Yeah, it's I think my only interactions with people, literally in all the years, is probably in the last year when I'm holding my camera, filming something. And some people get a little bit emotional, I'm going to say, about me filming something. Not them. No, I'm not filming them in any way. I'm not filming in the other direction. But then people still want to go a little bit cuckoo, about the me filming. So I've never had any run-ins with anybody. Honestly, everybody for me is very positive, and I'm very positive back to people. And I'll talk to anybody, talk about anything, Literally, I wish I could talk more, especially knowing the language more would be more helpful, because it's very interesting people's history here, or past, or where they're from. Our taxi driver today, we took a Yandex taxi, was from Dagestan. So the other taxi driver was, where was he from? We took 2 taxis today because it was just a bit easier. He wasn't from Dagestan, he was from somewhere else. Then this girl today was from Moldova, and she spoke English. So my wife was like, stop asking questions. And I'm like, we talked about before we went there that I would ask her questions. But my wife was kind of happy and comfortable with her. But I was just curious, you know what I mean? Like, where's she from? What's she doing? Where's she working? What's she da. Yeah. Moscow is incredibly safe. My daughter feels very comfortable moving around the city by themselves, even at night, really enjoying it. Yes, Anthony, completely true. Yeah, I mean, I've been to South Africa a couple of times, by the way. I've been to Port Elizabeth, to PE, and I've been to Nelspruit as well. My friend was living in both places, the 2 trips I made. Sorry, I just noticed. I don't think I can bring it up. Oh, can I? Oh, no, I can't. So it doesn't let me show it on the screen here, but Berbel Cruising and Pirate Craggy are both having 3-month anniversaries of being a channel member. And it shows it on the comments, but it doesn't show up as a pop-up with StreamYard, which is what I use to stream the videos. So sorry, Berbel Cruising and Pirate Craggy. Both of you guys are both 3-month anniversaries of your channel membership. So thank you. If you guys want to watch the water slide video, I'm not going to give away the video, but the water park video, you're welcome to watch it ahead of time. So I'll go on the train. My wife is not interested either. I think the Trans-Siberian would be awesome. Yes. I'll go and the train. My wife isn't interested. Yeah, so there we go. We can leave our wives at home, and you and I can go on the train trip. And Matt Beamer, if you want to come along as well, I think you'd have to convince your wife also. We could have a boys' trip going on the Trans-Siberian. Thank you, Starseed. I think that's a nice emoji. I can't see which one it is. I have a salon. Oh, there we go. Yeah, my wife has a nail salon. It's just her. It's kind of like a by appointment salon. She doesn't sit there 9 to 5 every day. It's actually kind of built into a hairdresser's and a cosmetology salon at the same place. It's like one little combined place. The hairdressing guy is there every day, 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. every day. I don't know how he can sit there and be there all day, but he is. Actually, when I went downstairs just before this, he was there and I said hello to him. He doesn't speak any English, but we still somehow have a conversation. So, excuse me. Yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, my wife is full on into nails. She was doing it in Australia as well. We are actually talking about moving back to Australia. We are kind of going to make a very big list of things she wants to bring back. A lot of the nail equipment that she uses here is far better quality than anything we can buy in Australia. Most of it's either from Russia or Belarus or from Europe. And pretty much everything you buy in Australia is from China or Vietnam or Cambodia or somewhere obscure Asia. And it's not the same quality, right down to her nail clippers. She's very specific about the clippers that she uses. My husband is from Kazan. We have plans to move there. We are in Brazil now. Oh, wow. That'll be crazy. From Brazil to Kazan, or from at least from South America to Russia. Yeah, I don't know much about Brazil apart from the World Cup and the Olympics. I feel very uncultured. And Rio de Janeiro, I guess. There was all that kind of big hype about all the problems in Rio and the favelas and all the pickpockets and crime and stuff, and I just don't believe that it's as bad as it's made out. I mean, I guess you could, in a small way, say that for South Africa when I was there. I mean, I'm sure here in Moscow, there is pickpockets and crime in the center of Moscow, and I don't see it. Oh, yeah, Pirate Craig, yes. Hope all is keeping well, and peace out all. Thank you, Pirate. Yes. I wonder if you're watching the Commonwealth Games. Are you watching? I'm going to probably miss. No, maybe I'll still catch it. The swimming finals. Australia dominates in swimming, in Olympics, in all events. So I like to watch the Australians in the swimming. Oh, Anthony, I'm in for watching some Rutgers. I guess isn't Rutgers an American? Oh, Ruggers. I was going to say Rutgers is an American college sports team. Yeah, there's actually the Russian league, which is the Russian rugby league. I mean, it's very friendly, very community-based rugby matches. It's not the same as going to one of the big CSKA or Luzhniki stadiums. It's much, much smaller, but very more comfortable and personal. Everyone knows each other. So, bye, Ian, if you're leaving. Onwards and upwards and good man. Yeah, thank you again for the 2 different super chats. So maybe this $103 number is like completely insignificant with adding your £5 and then other people's live super chats earlier. So I really don't think how it'll work out will really matter, because I'm really in the lap of the gods with how many views the channel gets today. The video I put yesterday about the supermarket, if anyone did notice, I changed the title and I changed the thumbnail because there was a lot of like negativeness around that video, and it's very strange because I've made a similar video to that and it got really a lot of views and it was a lot more positive. Then I changed the thumbnail, changed the title, and then instantly it got searched and viewed on YouTube and lots of views. And I sometimes just don't understand YouTube like that, so. Oh, yeah. So BBC loves the word lioness. Oh, sorry. Women love the word lioness. BBC causing trouble as they are getting more support. So they're getting more support. Yeah. I don't have any qualms about the name of the teams. That's just how it is. It's obviously a reference to the men's team or the Lions, things like that. I mean, obviously there's a lot more women in sport teams and competitions now. Even I was watching the women's, I guess it's not called Formula One. There's a women's edition of Formula One racing. And I can watch any sport, so it doesn't matter men or women, so, and how they're named and their team name there's obviously a lot of thought went into it. And so on. So agree, read the whole footy thing. Personally, don't get. Yeah, honestly, it's like they said there. It's the TV stations are causing a bit of a rift about it, and I think it was a politician or one of maybe the commentators on the TV channel talked it a whole up and everything. So, oh, Angela, I'm in Nevada. Did you have mercurochrome in Australia when young? Saloniki is green. It reminds me of mercurochrome from my youth. I don't know if we do or not. I'll have to Google that later, what mercurochrome is. It sounds familiar. Zoloniki is green. Yeah, I'll have to look these things up. Thank you, though. Mercurochrome. I've heard of it, but mercurochrome. Antiseptic. Sodium. Okay, it's an antiseptic. Let's just put comma Australia. Come up with a different type of applied directly to the surface of the skin. Store below 30 Celsius. Oh, minor cuts and abrasions. Yeah, I think we have mercurochrome. I think maybe it's like a different brand though. Yeah, thanks. I'm not. I'll have to read about it afterwards. So, oh, here's a bonus. Thank you, Pirate. Yes, thank you for this. You're very generous towards the channel, by the way. Thank you very much, and the same for anybody that does that. Essentially, it's paid for these microphones and the ones I'm going to get tomorrow when I meet the guy from New Zealand, Matt. His name is. Do they have Vegemite in Russia? No, they don't, Alfred. No Vegemite. Virtually no Australian products here in Russia. Virtually no. There is. What is it? Oh, there's Australian wines here. And then there is Bundaberg ciders, which are basically drinks. Bundaberg is a brand of rum, but they make ciders as well. Oh, thanks. I was going to watch the match. I won't watch it now. Linus has won 2-1 against Germany. Yes. Commonwealth Games I can do. Football of any form, not for me. Congrats, I guess. Yeah. I'm making fun, Pirate, of my auntie, particularly yesterday when we chatted to her about that. She purposely came on holiday to Australia to get away from the Commonwealth Games, knowing that Australia is going to win so many medals. And I made a bit of a joke that at the Commonwealth Games, they've got the Australian anthem on replay, like preloaded in all of the medal events. So sorry. Oh, one more drink. What's left? Oh, nothing left. Have you attended any ice hockey games? Yes, I have, Alfred. I've been actually back at Christmas time. I'm not sure. Was it before Christmas or after? I went to 2 different games. Actually, I went with an Australian guy who was on holiday here. He kind of invited me to go to the games. Actually, I would have gone to games even without him. But yeah, I've been over the years. I've been a few times. My wife hasn't been. And then every time I go to events, she's like, "Oh, you could have invited me." I'm like, "I don't think you'd want to come." And then she says that she wanted to come. So actually, the video that I filmed, where that supermarket video was yesterday, I did a walk around of the shopping center there, Riviera Shopping Center, and I briefly point out the CSKA ice hockey stadium. I don't really show it because it was down the street, but it's briefly in the video for a few seconds at the beginning. Yeah, ice hockey is really good here. It's very family orientated going to it. It's not like football where you've got like the guys and the cheering and the guys with their shirts off and drinking, and the ice hockey is very family orientated. I really like going to that. Don't really understand some of the rules, but Vladimir, yes. Yeah, you saw me at the rugby. Slava Moscow, Yenisei. Yes. You should have pointed yourself out to me. I was standing or sitting with the guy that was one of the coaches for Dinamo. If you saw me with a guy, either standing up at the entrance or sitting down in the stadium. Yeah, and then he invited me to go to the game the next day, and I went. I didn't see him at the other game, but I did magically get a better ticket than I was expecting because the ticket lady knew me or recognized me from the previous day, because there was obviously a lot of Dinamo people at the game, at the Slava Moscow game. And she's like, "Oh, no worries. I'll change your seat for you." Because I knew the coach, or one of the coaches. He's like one of the player coaches. I didn't make a video. No. Sorry, Vladimir. I didn't make a video going. I kind of end up thinking about it all afterwards. I was happy to go there as a fan and enjoy it. and I didn't make a video going there. Yeah, for anyone that wants to know, going to that rugby match, the tickets are only 150 rubles, which is $2.50 for a ticket. And it's kind of like funny that it was so cheap for a ticket for that match. You know, and I was telling the guy that I was standing with there, the Dynamo guy, I said, in Australia now, a lot of the smaller sports events, they don't charge necessarily any entrance anymore, because the wages for the ticket people, or the guy checking the tickets, is going to cost more than the price of the entry. So like the 150 rubles isn't a lot. I mean, there was probably 1,000 or so people there, but I guess it adds to the overall, revenue of the club. So for some Vegemite, time to sauce it. Yeah, Pirate, I've looked in a ton of places for Vegemite. I need to probably look a little bit more. Actually, it is always my thing. Everywhere I go, I look for Australian products in the stores, because I know that there's probably more Australian products randomly here in Russia than what's kind of made out. I'm working in supermarkets in Australia for the year and a half I was at home. Makes me a little bit more vigilant when I'm looking at the shelves and what's for sale. And I can sort of see things a lot more. Like even today, when I was with my wife, we called in at the shop on the way home from this apartment sorting out, and they had the price ticket on the wrong shelf, and I went to change it, and my wife like grabbed my arm and told me, it's not your shop, you don't work here, don't change things. So yeah, just a thing. Instinctively I'm like that. So Maz, no, don't. No, it's just a joke. Don't mean to spoil your fun. I don't watch sport. Yeah, I watch. Actually, I watched the Formula One today when I just got home. It was right on exactly. But via a VPN, I've got this like dodgy website that has every live streaming sport possible in English with English commentary. So it's actually interesting watching the Commonwealth Games from English channels and English commentary, because like there was one of the swimming events where Australia won gold, silver, bronze, and if it was Australia, they'd be going nuts, the commentators and the interviewees and things like that. But the commentators were more interested in the person that got fourth, who was a guy from, I think, Northern Ireland, who broke the Northern Ireland record. And they're like, oh, well done to Australia, but we really need to focus on this Northern Ireland guy who broke the Irish record. And it's just funny because it's like, you're talking about the guy that got fourth when somebody who got first did very well as well, But it's always to watch commentary from other countries and their perspective of things. Yeah. So they're playing for exactly $2. Yeah, 150 rubles. Yeah, I guess with the exchange rate, I guess it's a little bit up and down at the moment, but yeah, around about $2 entry. It's kind of just silly how it's so cheap. I mean, even you can go to some of the Russian football league matches like Dynamo and things like that, and you can get a ticket for, I think, like 500 rubles, 600 rubles, sit up right at the back. I mean, that's $10, which is cheap compared to Australian prices. But the rugby at $2 is just, the cost of a drink at the Star Dogs was more expensive than the cost of the entry. So, what time are we at, by the way? Okay, so roughly 12 more minutes will be the live stream. Typically, we go for 2 hours. Obviously, if there's people still commenting and talking, we'll keep talking. But, excuse me. Sorry. Now, because my apple juices run out as well. So, how much is rent in Moscow? Now, this is a very hard answer or question to answer because it's not really consistent. A lot of factors go into it because Moscow region is so big. It's near impossible to give you a figure. The place that we're renting out, that we bought, if you've watched the video or not, maybe go back and watch it. We're renting it out for 20,000 rubles per month to this girl. Excuse me. And plus water and electricity. Realistically, the water and electricity per month won't be any more than $20. I think actually even maybe less per month for water and electricity for that place. So she's paying 20,000 rubles. What's that work out at? I don't even know. But she's paying $308 a month. So what's that, about $75 a week rent? I mean, it's a one-room place. It's not obviously very big for a studio, but it's I think it's very fair. The previous guy was paying 17,000, and he was paying plus water and electricity as well. So we put it up because obviously he'd lived there for quite a few years and then he left. But we kind of factored in the fact that we were going to have to pay money to fix up some things and replace some things and out-of-pocket expenses. So, and today she was very happy with the price. So, $75 a week. That's, I mean, that place there is probably by bus and metro. I'm going to be very realistic and say it's about 50 minutes from Moscow, from Red Square, Moscow. I mean, where you may work or go to school or where she's studying, I don't know exactly, but where you may have to cross over Moscow in the metro and then a bus or a train, I don't know. I mean, where people live and where they work and where they commute to is near impossible to compare apples and apples. I know our neighbors that just sold their place is going to get rented out for 7,000 more per month. I think it was. No, 8,000 more. 8,000 rubles more per month than what we're paying here. Which, when we've actually had a look at next door, and I don't see 8,000 rubles more per month, but they will probably get it because it's a nice place. Again, they've got that nice window overlooking the whole town like we have. It's probably a little bit nicer, probably a little bit fancier kitchen than we have. But it's fully furnished. Literally everything is in the place. We've had a look, and because typically a lot of people will buy places furnished here, not unfurnished. So I guess a lot of factor goes into that furnishing. So yeah, it's Alfred. I can't really answer. I mean, it's not a personal thing that it's a different amount of money for everybody. The rent here is considerably less than the rent in Australia. If I factor in what we paid in Australia, we're paying a lot less here. I guess the cost of wages. Is a lot less. Sorry, it just come up with a bit of a warning on my other screen. Overall, the cost of living here is less. I mean, living in Moscow Center, maybe you'll have a Moscow Center salary. And again, it's fair. Where you live and work it's a very difficult question to answer because I can't compare two different places in Moscow. Even the other people that mentioned that they were living in Moscow in this live stream, we probably have different numbers and circumstances around it. So, yeah, Pirate Cracker, last episode of the Landmark series Neighbors aired a few days ago. 37 years. Goodbye, Charlene and Scott. Yes. Jason Donovan and Kylie Minogue. Yeah, I didn't see it. My mum didn't watch it either. I'll have to somehow see if it's on maybe it's on YouTube or somewhere. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, it's crazy. I used to watch it when I was in school, in primary school, high school. I haven't watched it for a ton of years recently, but it really is a street in Melbourne. It's called I looked it up because it's called Pinoak Court. It is actually Ramsay Street in where Neighbours is filmed in Melbourne. That street where the houses are. Lots of British people own the houses there, by the way. I was telling Matt Beamer that it became a thing a lot of years ago that a lot of British people wanted to buy a house in Ramsay Street, in that street. And a lot of, in a small way, diehard Neighbours fans live in those houses. The ghost of Bouncer. Yeah. Yeah. Bouncer is kind of like institutionally famous. The dog from Neighbours. Yeah, the Labrador. Did someone say Northern Ireland? I did wonder about that being reported myself. And I'm Northern Irish. There was a guy called McClements, I believe. Yeah, the swimming dude, right? Yeah, he broke the record in the heats. Then I think he broke the record in the final, but he didn't. I think he came fourth, I believe. Now maybe making it all up, but just the British commentary that I was watching, kind of, they just obviously realized they're probably not going to win a lot of events, and Australia were going to dominate. But they still kind of, especially when it's Commonwealth Games. So there's obviously Scotland, England, Ireland, Wales competing. Northern Ireland, sorry, and there's obviously they're not competing. And then actually, when I was watching the medal ceremony for the marathon, and they had the British national anthem. I don't know what it's like, a different song I'd never heard of. I'm not very English, am I? And I was expecting the God Save the Queen, and I guess that's the England national anthem versus the. I'm getting it all mixed up here. The British national anthem is the United Kingdom national anthem. So British football is sheer wokery. Sorry. Sorry, I'm not sure of your name there. I'm not very good at reading Russian, even though I'm in Russia. Yeah, there's obviously a lot of indifference, and I'm going to say the word love and hate, although it's a very harsh word, love and hate, about women in sport. I think any sport is good because I like watching sport. I like going to sport. I like attending any sport. Obviously, this whole thing about the indifference in the wages that people earn, like the women's team versus the men's team and so on like that, is very all over the place. I'm all for women in sport. I'm sorry, I guess we're going to have a different opinion here, and it's allowed, right? Whoa. That's the Rojna. There we go. Sorry. Someone's posting all crazy stuff. Finally, we've got someone doing crazy stuff. I think I deleted it all. Yeah, so I'm all for sport in general. I mean, I'm not going to give an opinion about women in sport versus men in sport and so on like that. So I guess it's not as emphasized here in Russia clearly than it probably is in Australia, in England, in America. So yeah, personally, I find any footy boring. It's probably just me. Yeah, I look at Australia. We watch Australian rules football, soccer or football. It's not as interesting for me because it's not as many goals scored. You can get to the end and it's 0-0. It's like watching a 5-day test match and it's a draw. I still diehard watch Australian rules football. I'm actually wearing my Fremantle Dockers shirt, who lost on Saturday. They played on Saturday or Friday. Actually, both Perth teams lost on the weekend. So, yeah. Oh, good afternoon, Russell. Hello, everyone. Don't forget to smash that like button. Yes, thank you. Yeah, 50 likes. Yeah, we're nearly at the end of the live stream, by the way. I'm trying to keep it to a 2-hour limit, if you want to call it that. So, and it's also 10:33 p.m. here. And my wife is probably blocking her ears now from how loud I'm talking between here and the room next door. So, cheers for the last couple of hours. Dean, okay today. Nice channel name, or your name, I guess. Yeah, thank you, Dean. I hope you enjoyed the 2 hours of chatting. Again, thanks for 50 likes. If you've put a like or a thumbs up on the video, I'm not sure what it does. I know it helps the channel somehow. I'm not sure exactly. Maybe it just shows it to more people. So back to work. Yes, I've got to finish editing the video of the shopping center video that I did. at Riviera Shopping Center. I know that people may not love the shopping center videos, but I just find it fascinating that there's so many of them in Moscow, and there's so many that are different. Well, they're really all the same, right? But they're different. And the fact that there's probably close to 30 of them around Moscow region. Huge shopping centers, especially when I compare it to Australia. I guess I need to be more specific about that. Like with that last supermarket video, people are like, oh, I live in France and we have Ashan, and it's the same Ashan in France it is in Russia. So it's not a unique video and it's not different. But if I compare it to Australia, it is. Or if you compare it to, I don't know, Bali, it is Indonesia. So can you recommend a good streaming service? I don't know what the channel is. I'm gonna say I don't know what I've got 3 screens, by the way. I've got 3 screens to anybody, but I don't know what the name of the website is. It's called, I guess you've got to use a VPN for starters. It won't even open now. It's saying that it's blocked because I've not got my VPN on because I'm trying to keep websites off while I'm doing the streaming. Oh yeah, so this site is blocked in accordance with applicable laws. The body that made this decision to enter into the registry is Moscow City Court. Court decision number 3-03 of the federal laws of technology and internet information protection. That's funny because when you go to open sites here, they're either blocked because of sanctions or they're blocked under Russian laws. So yeah, it's called freestreams-live1.com. If you can remember that, freestreams-live1.com. Again, if you maybe want to send me an email or somewhere that we can chat on Telegram, we can certainly send each other messages if you want to. Sorry, Alfred, you're more than welcome to do that. Take care, Russell. To you and Jen, stay safe. Knock that cold out or whatever you call it and keep smiling. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Now, actually, I guess just sitting here for a while, it's made like this little sniffle is probably sounding a little bit worse, body-wise and energy-wise and lethargism. Lethargism. That's a big word. New word of the day. Lethargism. I feel perfectly fine. Literally, it's just a sniffle. The blocked nose thing is gone now. It's a sniffle and a bit of a cough. Actually, having these lozenges today, the cough is gone. Well, isn't as bad. So love cat, easel cat. I wonder when you'd show up. Yeah, a lot of regulars in the live stream. Thank you. It isn't a lot of people in terms of thousands of people. I guess if I watch Constantine's streams, I compare him a lot. I'm sorry, but we are friends. He lives not too far from me. He's not in Moscow at the moment, but if I compare the popularity of his channel and my small channel, so I'm very happy with the amount of people I get, and it's fast enough I can follow the chat. So yes, thank you. Good night, Russell. Thanks again. Oh, I got virtually no background noise from your street or planes. Oh, must be a good mic that you have. And by the way, another nice close shave. Actually, sorry, today I didn't mention this. So we got the taxi to the apartment complex where we live. Not where we live, sorry, where we were going to the studio to rent it out to this girl. And downstairs from the building, there was a barbershop, literally a local barbershop with 2 guys in there. And it turns out there was a girl in there that was on the reception. I don't know why they need a receptionist in that place. It was so small. But they did a, what do you call the razor shave with the blade, with the, I actually had a razor shave today. The first time I've had one in Moscow. So yeah, that's interesting that you noticed that. That's why I look a little bit red. It looks more red on this screen than this screen. Because he did like the hot towel over me, and then he did the shave with the cream and then some spray, and then he did the cold towel, the whole thing. So yeah, that was I should have really filmed all of that as a bit of a vlog, but I don't really do vlogging. I do kind of videos. Enjoy following the PM. They're always good value. Couldn't care two hoots about the PM. I'm PL. I think I'm missing what your reference is here. Couldn't care two hoots about the PM and the PL. I'm not good at acronyms, so have a good week all. Thank you, Pirate Craggy. I'm going to get off literally very soon. As long as there's a little bit of chat, I'll keep chatting. And roughly we're at our time of not going, forever on a live stream. So good to see you again, Easelcat. Thank you. Yes. Maybe you want to watch the replay at the beginning. I talk a little bit about the title of the video, by the way, so if it makes any sense to everybody. Noob comment. Interesting channel name. Thank you for the super sticker. I'm not sure DKK. Is it Danish kroners? Maybe it is. There's not many D's. 40 Danish kroners. That sounds like a lot. I don't know. Sorry. Thank you very much for the super. Thank you, people, for super chats. It's very overwhelming because I guess people appreciate watching, I guess, at the end of the day. So yeah, just talking back about the microphone. So the money that comes from the super chats pays for this microphone. Yes, this is a Rode microphone. They're very, very well sought after for YouTubers, vloggers, bloggers. And you'll see probably not tomorrow, because I'll just get the microphones. I'm going to have the little clip-on wireless ones starting after tomorrow. So they're also Rode ones. Rode Wireless Go 2, they're called. And they weren't cheap. So the live stream money, I guess, goes to that. And to Pirate Craggy's, £5 is going to look for Vegemite. The friend I'm meeting tomorrow who's going to have these microphones is from New Zealand. And I'm trying to find places to take him that we can maybe go and have a look at things. Oh, someone else is doing crazy comments again. There we go. Sorry. Yeah, so thank you, Noob Comment. And thanks for watching. Of course, maybe this is your only comment, but I appreciate the super chat. Oh, thanks, Matt's Beamer. Yeah, it's good. It's been great, Russell. I look forward to next time. Thanks. Yeah, pretty much Saturday or Sundays is my live stream days. So, and I'm going to try to give more heads up when I do them. So, thank you. Yeah, 53 likes. Alfred G. Thanks, Russell. Have a good evening. Yes, I'm slowly winding down here. So, and then thank you also. Where are we here? Squall Lugal. Thank you again. $3.99 super sticker. Thank you very much. Wow, this is crazy. This $103 thing. It's like you really have to watch the beginning, because I explained it quite a long answer. It's a specific amount of money that needs to happen from watching videos between effectively Saturday and Sunday. YouTube pays the ad revenue 2 days delayed, and the technical amount that I'll end on for the calendar month is the number that I set to earn from YouTube 5 years ago on my cruise channel, my I Like Cruise Ships cruise channel, as an amount I wanted to reach. And that was my kind of dream, if that makes sense. And of course, this channel has been more successful than my cruise channel is, because I'm not posting over there, because I'm not on a cruise ship. So, yeah, it's amazing. A small channel can have such a nice community of people like yourself. Sorry, if I don't look exactly at you, the camera is up here, and I'm looking at myself the whole time, and the chat. So I'm sorry if I don't look directly at the little dot. That's the camera. So Mr. Gary. Yeah, Gary isn't. Oh, I was just gonna say that Gary wasn't here. I did do the scheduling a lot sooner than the live stream. I didn't send you a separate message, Gary. I'm very sorry. I'm here. Just got back from Monte Carlo for my birthday. Weekend watching. Wow. You went to Monte Carlo. Holy smoke. Wow, that must have been crazy. Yeah, you said it was your birthday a few days ago. Yeah, happy birthday, Gary, by the way. Yeah, I just noticed that someone said hello to Gary here. Yeah, you guys all, of course, watched the streams previously, so yeah, there's time to grow. Yes, thank you, Squall Lugal. I wonder if you have a YouTube channel from your name, Squall Lugal. It's gaming channel. I don't know. I don't know the name of this. Yes, straight razor shave. Is that what it's called, Jen? When you have the blade shave? My Jen is just here, by the way. She's just coming for something. Yeah, I had the. I thought it was called like the death razor or something. Straight shave, straight razor shave, double edged razor. Just a guess. Yeah, I don't. It was it, and I said this to my wife afterwards because I've had it in Bali and Thailand where I've been for shaving there. That's the only place I've done it beside the one today. And I said he must have had a very good blade because it didn't hurt when he was doing it. I've done it in Bali sometimes where they're practically using like a Bic blade and it just is not sharp. And this thing was like razor sharp. Oh, cutthroat shave. I think that's the name, cutthroat. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it was crazy how I didn't feel anything like when he was doing it. It was that nice, if that's the right word. Yeah, the spammer is back. Yeah, I don't know how this does this. So where is the OnlyFans? No OnlyFans. Nicholas, thanks. The hot tub requires bubble bath first. But Russell is working on it. Yes. I have to find your other channel. Yeah, it's called I Like Cruise Ships. Yeah, I've not posted much recently. The plan when I first got here was to do like a daily news show where I do cruise news, maybe every second day, about current news events in the cruise industry. And then I was going to do like question answering. So mostly from social media, like Facebook, where people ask specific questions like, do you need to bring a towel on a cruise? So it's kind of like asking yourself, do you need to bring a towel on your holiday when you go to a hotel or a resort? And obviously they provide towels, but some people like their own towel. So I do like a 15 or 20-minute answer about bringing a towel on a cruise. Now, some people go, oh, that's a boring video to watch, but it's relevant for some people. So the idea is to go and create videos about popular questions that people ask a lot about cruising. You know, can you get straws on a cruise ship? Drinking straws. Obviously, the cruise lines about banned them now, but it's still a relevant question. Yes, happy birthday, Gary. Yes. And you said in your comment that you'd been so many times around the sun? I forgot what it was. You put some reference to how old you were, but I didn't work out the specifics of it. So, but Karen, a lot of people coming in late here because of the time difference, I guess. Hello from Texas, otherwise known as the Furnace. Karen and Buzz, in Perth, in Australia, we have one of the basketball stadium in Perth. It's called RAC Arena. RAC is the breakdown company. If you can pay for a monthly or yearly subscription to a breakdown company. If your car breaks down, you call RAC. In England, it's AA. I'm not sure what it is in America or in Texas if you've got that, but so the stadium's called RAC Arena, and the Perth Wildcats play there, which is the team, and they call it the Furnace. Sometimes they call it the Cattery, but and then the cricket stadium also they call it the Furnace as well. So because Perth is considered a very hot climate, particularly in summer, but for you guys in Texas, it's every day. Yeah, cutthroat. Oh, you were trained on cutthroat shaving. Yes, that's what I had today, the cutthroat. Actually, it was very nice. When I compare it in Bali, I'd found a very nice place that I went back to a lot. And I'd been to quite a few till I found one that I really liked. And then this guy today did that same kind of job. There isn't a men's barber here in Prelivka, which my wife and I, we've talked about this, that there's a need for men's salons that basically have men's salon things like men's nails, men's haircuts, men's beauty treatments, only for men. I know it's a lady thing, but yes, hello to all the beautiful people. Yes, thank you. With a name like Love. Comfortable shave probably comes as much from the preparation, the hot towel, etc., and the barbers are usually required to use fresh blades for every client. Yeah, I know. I did notice him putting gloves on. He used, well, it was 4 towels by the end. Yeah, completely true about that, about the preparation and the things like that, the hot towels and the whole thing. I'm used to on the cruise ships going to the crew barber, and it's the guy that works in the engine room that has a pair of scissors and a razor and a clippers. So I forget that there is, normal services that are offered. Oh, that same spammer's all over YouTube. Yeah, they were like watching a lot of channels, I guess. Oh, Daniel lives in Kimki. Daniel Sadlin travels. Oh, yeah, the Slava rugby. No, sorry, the Dinamo rugby match that I watched last Monday was against Kimki. Also, I keep wanting to call it Kimki, Kimki like the Japanese Chimki. I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. That's right, Gary. Yeah, so you lived for 2,740 days. So we're going to divide that by 365. Yeah. You were there 20 years ago in Monte Carlo. Yeah. I guess from watching the James Bond movies, and they go to the casino there, right? That's the famous thing. Oh, you got RAC in England as well. Oh, yeah. I thought it was the AA in England. Oh, there we go again. They're at it again. I guess it's good for interaction in the channel. I don't know. So, yeah. Pirate is awake. It's very pirate. It was a cool weekend. Yeah, I'm sure. JB, you're such a lovely person. We are not at all against Russia. The MSN tells us lies, in particular the Brian Washing media company. I'm not sure who they are, but yeah, I think that's a bit of a general thing here that, the media is definitely showing a lot of opposites. I'm going to be very honest. Of course, I'm sure that what I see in, let's say, specifically local news is definitely not what's in Western news. I tend to not watch the news specifically here on television because it's obviously state-owned media and it's state television. It's not, let's say, the word free-to-air television. But I know for sure that a lot of what's shown in Western media is very differently reported, if that's right. I guess that's the way to say it. So, yeah. Downstairs from where I live here, we've got a little liquor store with beer and snacks, and I buy my chocolate there and eggs. And I made the video about the Russian liquor store called Krasnobyle. And I tried to explain to the guy working there that in Australia, after all these sanctions kicked in, they removed all the Russian vodka from the shelves in the liquor stores in Australia. And I said, imagine here in Russia if they suddenly took all of the unfriendly countries' products away from the shelves, the liquor store would be empty. Because obviously there's still alcohol in the shelves, right? So they haven't removed Jack Daniels. They haven't removed, whatever brand of rum or whiskey or things like that. So, yeah, so it's, it's funny because I can literally go downstairs and buy a bottle of Jack Daniels and come back to the house in under 5 minutes. They're actually closed now. They close at 10 o'clock here, the liquor stores. I'm pretty sure in Moscow, I'm not sure if it's a Russia thing, that they can't sell alcohol after 11 p.m. I'm not sure what that exact rule is. So men's salons do particularly well, especially if they do cutthroats. Yes. I paid today 600 rubles, which was $10 for the service. And I think that was very fair. I think it's probably maybe 100 rubles more than it might be in another salon. It was a really nice little place, like very guy friendly looking salon inside. But yeah, it was very much a neighborhood place in a neighborhood area, not anywhere near Moscow. So, new comment. Thank you again for another super chat. That's very nice of you. 50 DKK. I'll have to look what DKKs are. I think I know everything, but I don't. Have you met any of the big cruise vloggers, Emma Cruises, Lolita Loca? I haven't met either of them. The only one I would say that I've met John Heald a lot. So if you know John Heald mostly from social media, like on Facebook, he's not necessarily a vlogger. He works as the brand ambassador for Carnival Cruise Line. I know him. I don't say I know him personally because I'm not Facebook friends with him or whatever. But as an employee working on Carnival ships, I've had a lot of interaction with him. I've worked on ships when he was the cruise director. And then coming on the new ships, like on Carnival Horizon, he came in the store quite a few times and we chatted outside of him filming things because he films a lot of things walking around. I think some of his content's a little bit awkward because obviously he's making the content for social media. And I think some of it that he makes, this is John Heald I'm talking about. I'm not going to knock the guy because he's a great guy, 100%. But I think a little bit of what he makes is for content, and it's not 1,000% truthful of working on cruise ships. I'm sorry, but yeah, Emma Cruise, I've watched a few videos of hers. She's obviously British. She hasn't worked on cruise ships, so obviously she's a cruise passenger who goes on cruises, and I think she's got a website as well, I believe. I think she's very nice, very, very well spoken in her comments. And Lolita Loca, I've not met. I've watched a few videos as well. I do notice he's obviously got a little bit more comments about things and comments on news events and different cruise lines. I've met Cruise Hive. There's a channel called Cruise Hive. There's a guy called Emrys from Wales. And I've met, I don't know the guy's name, from Cruise Radio channel. There's a YouTube channel. He mostly does. A lot of people that do cruise content have started to do like vlogging and YouTubing, but a lot of them did websites or podcasts, like literally voice podcasts, not YouTube podcasts. So, I know on the Horizon, they did invite a lot of vloggers and social media influencers on the cruises because that's a bit of more of a market now than traditional media. But I tend to just stay low, if maybe they recognize me or not, but I know for Cruise Radio, he's not the nicest guy, but the cruise lines kind of trip over themselves to make sure they have a good experience on their cruises so that they create positive content, which is a little bit awkward in my opinion. You're a cruiser, like everyone else is a cruiser. You shouldn't be, given more perks so that you create positive content. So thank you, noob comment. I guess you like cruising because you know quite specific people there. So and Rachel and a few more. I'm not sure who Rachel and a few more is. Maybe I missed that bit. Saw the F1. Lovely place. Yeah. I imagine the F1 there would be crazy to see there. The BBC. Yeah, the thing about the lionesses, I guess you're referencing to JB, I think. I'm not sure. 50 DK is equal to 460 rubles. Oh, there you go. So maybe, I get a bit less than $10. About 10 Australia. Wow, okay. Thank you. Noob comment for the 2 different super chats. Thank you very much. Yeah, the price. Yeah, Monte Carlo, Lowe's Casino, bad deal at all parts of Monte Carlo. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. We've reached just over 2 hours. We've probably gone a little bit over the time of the 2-hour timing. Again, thank you, 57 people who put likes. That is very, very, very nice of you. And of course, a lot of people who put comments. Also, thank you. Thank you for people who did super chats, super stickers. What's the other third one? There's a super thanks. If anyone doesn't know, when you watch a video, there is a way to do a payment for thanking the creator called super thanks. And a few people have done that. I think even Gary has done that as well. Thank you, Gary. So yeah, it's nice. Again, tomorrow I'm going to meet the guy from New Zealand. I keep just saying the guy. And actually, I bought my wife a bottle of perfume. That's a little bit of a side gift to give to Jen. But then the microphones are the key critical thing, especially for making future videos. So thank you. Watching and having a great day. Oh, you've been in your plant watering. Yeah, we need a plant in here. Downstairs from our apartment, where you come down out of the elevator on the first level and all the letterboxes are, every other day or so, there's something there that people are kind of giving away. So normally it's like something randomly. And today it was jars, like, like jam jars. So a lot of people do pickling here and jamming and things like that, jamming. And somebody had like 2 whole boxes of jars with lids. And a couple of days ago, there was some like little plants, like little cuttings in little paper cups. And I said to my wife, Jen, I said, oh, let's grab them. Oh, no. You don't want people's things. And I want a couple of plants for the kitchen for this. Where's my hand? For this kind of shelf here under the window. I think it would add to the kitchen, but my wife thinks I just want to hoard things. So 20 pounds a night. Wow. Never got in a casino. Not the way we were dressed. Yeah. Pirate Craggy, when I was in Moscow last week, when I made the video of the underground shopping center, there was a couple of girls that came up to me. Actually, someone commented on in the video that they're in the video like 2 or 3 times. And there was a girl carrying like a book. She carried like a book under her arm. And then she stopped and chatted to me, her and her friend, like, what are you filming? And I'm like, I'm just filming things, I didn't really feel in the mood to like explain to her, because people want a little sensationalism. Why are you filming Russia? Why are you filming supermarkets? Why are you filming this? I said, I'm just filming things just for myself, And then, because at the point where I was filming, I was talking about the perfume shop, about how you can buy Chanel in the perfume shops here, but yet the Chanel stores are closed. And then obviously when we were chatting, she said, oh, but you're telling people you can't get Chanel. And she goes, you can go to Sum, which is the other department store in Moscow center next with Gum and Sum. And I said, oh, look at me in my shorts and t-shirt and hat on. And they're not going to let you in. She's like, oh, you're probably right. You're not going to be able to go in there because you're not dressed very well. And, you know, even my wife said, if I want to go there to film a video, you're going to have to look a little bit more presentable to go into Zoom because it's like the fancy department store. So, long story short. All bye-bye. Thanks for coming. Yes, thank you, Gary. Yes. Oh, and thanks for having me. Yeah, you're very welcome for watching the channel. And I hope you learned something, I don't know, or learned something about me and how my week was. I guess that's really the chat, is what's happened this week. So, yes, yeah, if anyone wants to be a subscriber to the channel, I'm not sure. I should look what number we're at. I've got the wrong screen on screen. Where are we? YT Studio. We actually lost subscribers yesterday, believe it or not. After that video came out and it wasn't doing very well, people unsubscribed. So, and I think it's still lost subscribers, has it? Yes, it's still minus. The amount of people watched that video unsubscribed. Yeah, 8719. So today we've gained some subscribers. So thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. That's so nice. I'm going to close that so I don't have too many windows open. We went to a Swiss casino later on in Burm. However, won a few dollars. Anyhow, night all. Yeah, thank you, Pirate Craggy. Thank you for the super chats. I really appreciate people who do give money to the channel. It's really going into the equipment. I should just have it right up here, shouldn't I? The one thing that people complain about who own these don't like the fact that it has the word Rode here, which is the brand, and advertising the brand. But come on, you know, what can you do? The name's on thing. Carnival is on my hat here. Nike is on the logo here. Please stay safe and be healthy. Yeah, time for bed. Teletubbies, wave goodbye. Teletubbies. Thank you, everybody. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. 58 likes. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching the live stream. We'll be back next weekend, Saturday or Sunday. There will be a new video coming out soon, literally tonight or tomorrow, where we've got 58 minutes to make up the... well, my mouse has got stuck. Whoa, what's going on? My mouse got stuck. Yeah, I've got 58 minutes to make up the views on the channel before the calendar month ends. And again, the point of the title of the video is technically an ad revenue. If the channel can earn $103 between Saturday, I guess Friday night, Saturday calendar day, and Sunday calendar day, it'll be my personal 5-year goal for YouTube, particularly from the cruise channel, not necessarily from this one. I never set any goals for this. I really expect it to be as popular as it is, because I know the first videos weren't so popular because they were not probably as exciting or interesting or topical. So thank you, Gary, for the super chat also. I guess it's super chat or super sticker with no comment. Thank you for 20 euros. Thank you very much. And that little symbol there, by the way, is channel membership. Another way you can support the channel, if anybody does do Amazon shopping, you can, there's a link in the description of most of the new videos to the Amazon shopfront, which is what I really linked with all of the cruise items that I talk about in cruise videos. And there's obviously an indirect commission paid to Amazon Associates, it's called Amazon Associates. So if anyone does happen to shop on Amazon, you're welcome to click the description link in the channel description to go through to Amazon. It's exactly how you would do any normal shopping. There's no difference in your pricing, what you buy, but it links back a tiny percentage as a commission to the original place that you clicked, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's a bit of an indirect way to support the channel. And actually, pretty much everybody's purchase from Amazon is people buying travel plugs. One of my more popular videos on that cruise channel is about a secret plug under the bed on cruise ships. So the cruise line build the cabins and they put a plug under the bed to plug in the night lights. And people don't know that you can unplug the night lights, and it's a normal 220 European plug. And obviously the ship's in America, which is 110 with a different socket, but it's obviously multi-adaptable, right? So anything you're plugging in nowadays is dual voltage. So if you buy that travel adapter, you can have an extra plug in your room. And that video, it's like the Carnival cabin secret video. And it's been very popular. And tons of people have clicked the link to buy that plug. So, wow, thank you. Both Gary and Pirate Craggy. Yeah, black tape on the mic stand. We'll sort that out, by the way. Night. Yeah, thank you, Pirate Craggy. Yes, but this is Rode, which is Australian. So I guess I'm going to forever be an Australian brand ambassador. Not sponsored. I bought this with all of your super chats. But I like them. So yes, thank you. Still waiting for the microwave review. Joking. Yes, really, the money's gone to the microphones and the wireless ones, which if you look up Rode Wireless Go 2, they're the ones I'm getting tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. I think I'm going to put a community post about it because I think it's symbolic of the channel. So thank you, everybody. Now I'm really off. Whoa, what's going on? The screen's gone crazy. Okay, 2:30. So we've gone in 30 minutes more. All right. Thank you, everybody, again. I say half an hour of the video is thanking everybody. Yes, Gary right there. And Noob comment, I think, was the other person. I forgot some of the other. Yeah, microwave microphones do the same thing. Right. It's micro something. So yeah, very true. Thanks. Yeah. Teletubs wave goodbye. Night. Yes, I'm going to sign off. I'm not pausing. When you guys watch Inside Russia channel, I'm pretty sure he won't watch the last few seconds of this live stream. He talks a lot slower and he pauses a lot. And I'm not sure if that's to stretch the length of the video or he's just thinking a lot about what he's going to say. I'm not really doing that. I'm constantly talking. So micro. All right. End broadcast. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Good night from Moscow, Russia. Hope you have a good Sunday if it's still daytime, or a good Monday. And I'm hoping to have a nice day myself, meeting my New Zealand friend in Moscow Center tomorrow to show him a little bit of Moscow and to wow him by Moscow. So thank you, Pirate Craggy. Bye, everybody. See you in another video. Traveling with Russell. I'm off on another adventure. Bye.